guess without any further ado, here is the retaining champ, LFA heavyweight champion.
Not one, but two of these beautiful gold belts.
Yep.
So good that you could just have another belt for your friend.
Oh, shit, son.
You know?
It's so heavy. It is so heavy.
Yeah.
I can't believe how heavy these are.
Try carrying a thing through an airport. It's fucking miserable.
I bet you everybody looked at you, though.
I did.
They were all like, oh, look at that.
Almost to
badass.
the point where it was a little creepy. One of the pilots from a different flight was walking by, and he like looked, and he double taked, and then he looked again. He's like, if I can take a picture with the belt, you can wear my jacket.
Oh, shit. Did you do it?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So, I mean, of course, the guy was like 160 pounds. So I was like, this the whole time, but it was cool. I got to wear.
Fat guy in a little coat. Almost.
Yeah, it was legit pilot coat, and he got to wear the belts, and it made for a pretty cool picture. So.
Nice. No, I bet.
Funny thing about it is, he's from Wadsworth.
Really?
Yeah, so small world.
Really?
We were down in or over in Minneapolis when we saw him. So
shit,
small world.
For real. I know. That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
This is crazy. How heavy this fucking thing is.
Well, I've been telling you I was gonna bring them in for like 10 shows now or 8 shows, and I haven't.
I feel cool wearing it though. Like with this thing hanging down between me, I just big swinging dick.
Big leathery dick.
It's so cool. I don't want to fuck it up though. But that is awesome, sir.
Thanks
for finally bringing it. But like you said, I have the belt that truly matters.
This is the one that I want to battle for soon.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I am the last and remaining AHW champion, and so
it's legit as fuck. I mean, look at that thing,
dude. It's literally an old one of the original WWF belts.
That was the
it actually
one right
has
after
the F logo on.
Yeah, that was the one. That was the Rock belt. He got that when the strap was blue.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't realize
right after the Hogan winged eagle one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, like the one that actually had like edges.
Yeah. This one
first, was all round.
Yep, but it was a blue tent leather strap. I love the belts.
I don't remember it being blue. That's great, like a darker blue. Probably.
Yeah, it was a really dark blue tent.
But I literally just took that, ripped the plates off. There's still like foam on the back of some of them, and used skateboard hardware to hold it together.
And it doesn't look like much, but in 7th grade, that's some fucking engineering right there.
Man, this took me like a couple of days to put together. Like, I don't even think I had a drill, so I think I just like grinded the holes down, all these holes and shit. And like the belt was straight and flat and shit, but like I cut it to make it look different, more like a belt.
I could see you with a pair of scissors.
That's exactly what it was. Like crappy scissors cutting through like 1/8 of an inch thick fucking leather.
Brown leather weightlifting belt.
That is the belt that started it all, probably. Shit.
Yeah. And we also had the foam belts, too. But that was the heavyweight title. That was the one that mattered.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We just, like, drew on pieces of paper and taped it to the other belts. Like, that's the one that actually had some, like, prestige look to it. But
now I got those things, so it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, you came a long way. You certainly have. Tell me about it. I can see the battle scars. The one on the head, dude. You got that right.
Yeah, I got 9 or 10 stitches. I think it was 9 on the top of my head, and we still can't figure out how I got it. I thought at the time it was a headbutt.
Really?
Yeah, I thought we collided heads. Really,
hell was a headbutt.
The time of my head colliding with his chin is what I thought got it.
Oh shit!
But because he was like 7'3".
I thought for sure it was an elbow because he was throwing elbows like crazy.
He threw some good elbows, especially in the first round. But we're thinking it was like his toenail because he threw a high kick and
that's what
cut.
I said. I said it looks like he kicked and he just like sliced your elbow with like
the
a
ref,
sharp toenail.
The ref told me it was an elbow. I thought it was his chin.
Oh, okay.
Nobody. I mean, the camera just didn't catch it. Whatever. The camera caught every other good thing that happened in that fight. didn't catch that. So, but I remember thinking to myself, I saw blood on him, and I go, "Oh, sweet, he's cut." And then the top of my head got real warm. And if you know if you've ever been cut in the head, that's an indication you're cut. So I go, and I remember touching it, wiping my pants, going, "Nope, I'm cut." Because it started dripping. It kind of started dripping down here. So,
no, I
first time I've been like legit cut in a fight. So
yeah, that's the first time I ever, because I've watched every fight like in video later. This is the first one I actually watched as it was aside from somebody like busting out their phone, but because I got like a 7-day free trial to Sling TV just to watch it.
Yeah, dude, that thing has been a like clutch, the 7-day thing, because everybody's like, how do I watch it? How do I watch it? I don't have access. I'm like,
it's actually not a bad deal. $25, you get like
a lot of shit.
I can watch for $25. I can watch Raw and SmackDown, and I can watch you fight.
Yeah,
and that's
live.
worth it for me.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's cool.
But I don't know if I'll do it after the 7-day free trial. I might just like get it every time you fight or something, or go to somebody's house. But man, that was such a good fight,
thank
dude.
you.
5 straight rounds, like you. I was so psyched because in my eyes, you won every single round, no doubt.
Yeah, I just watched it. I just watched it for the first time right before I came over here. So to see, like, and the thing is like, I've been doing this for so long that back in the day, like, I didn't remember anything that happened in fights. I'd watch them and be like, oh shit, I don't remember that. But now it's like watching, I remember every single thing that happened. So it's like, it's kind of cool that you go into something like that with a clear mind,
for sure,
rather than like panicking the whole time, you know?
Yeah, dude, it was so good.
Yeah, and
I loved Pat's commentary on the fight too, because like you could tell he was like kind of staying in the middle, but
he's very good about it.
You guys were putting on a show, like you alone were putting on a show, like, and even the interview before you fought, like she did an interview with you and then an interview with him, and then they showed that fucking crochet video or whatever. I was like, are they serious right now? They even made it cheesy.
Oh yeah.
But even in that interview you did, like I was watching it and you started talking about being the bad guy, and she was like, oh, here comes his inner Scott Hall. Like Scott Hall. Like you went full on Scott Hall in that video.
The best part about it is like,
interview.
That's what I was going for, like saying I'm the bad guy. And then she goes, say hello to the bad guy. And I was like, as soon as the camera's in, and I was like,
oh, too bad.
You just drop a Razor remote? She's like, yeah, I thought you'd like that.
That's awesome. See, you should have had a toothpick. You should have flicked it at the camera or something, dude. That would have been next. That should be your thing, dude. Have a toothpick when you come out.
That's so awesome.
And that was like the first time I ever, because most of the time when I see your fights, it's either on YouTube later or, like I said, the live stream thing. But that's the first time I ever saw an entrance. And like you had an entrance, shit, music. Like you should have like taunted and shit.
Ripped my shirt off Hulk Hogan style.
No, that not too extreme, but I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I just saw Mr. Hollywood walking down the fucking.
I know, it was kind of cool.
It was cool. It was way.
They had
cool.
that big long catwalk, and that was good, man. That was I think I heard a couple guys that work for the company said that was probably the nicest venue. That venue had like a lot of history behind it. So before the LA Lakers were the LA Lakers, they were the Minneapolis Lakers. And they won a bunch of NBA championships in that building. When they moved to LA, they shut it down and used it for indoor parking for Minnesota Vikings, games. Literally hasn't been anything in there. The last fight before mine, like main event fight before mine, was Sugar Ray Leonard. Or no, Sugar Ray Robinson.
Okay.
Back in like the 60s or something like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, dude, there's a lot of history in that building. Like Sugar Ray Robinson used to fight there, and he's one of the best fighters of all time, boxers of all time. And,
even on the show, they talk about how Prince was there. Like Prince, thing that happened there was like Prince or some shit like that.
So when the NFL came, because they went to last year or technically it was this year for the Super Bowl, they dumped millions of dollars into that building, like J-Lo and Pink and all this, put like giant parties on there.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool. It was cool.
That's way cool.
So
I'm gonna want to talk about the fight a lot because it was just so
I love talking
epic.
about fight, man.
But dude, like you really did put on a show. one of my favorite parts is when you literally picked him up, took him from one side of the cage back to the other. And I started to say I love Pat's commentary because he kept talking about it. Even after it happened.
Right.
Like, he liked it so much, he kept talking about it.
I wasn't letting him not get a take, or I wasn't letting myself not get the takedown after using all that energy.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, that was that was like Brock Lesnar shit right there. Like, that was crazy. That was, I don't know. I was expecting you to, like, then, like, put him up on your shoulders and F5 him or something. But, man, that was
so
cool.
big, man.
And he was just, like, checking to see how sturdy the cage is or some shit like that. Like, I was just, oh, man, killing me.
Well, I knew because I turned him, and I thought he was going to go down, but I saw he based, he spread his legs out, and, I don't know what his legs reach was, but it was ridiculous.
I know, dude.
man.
He, like, planted himself like a tree. Like, he was rooted.
He had really good hips for being a tall, skinny guy. So I remember running him, and I remember bouncing off the cage, going, as soon as I bounce off that cage, I'm taking him down, because there's no way he can keep turning the way and me driving into him. So that was my actual plan, to run him into the cage and pick him up and take him down. So, dude, everything worked really good in that fight.
Dude, it was so good. Even my brother won't stop talking about it either. Like, but man, it was good. There's so many things I wanted to ask you about it. Like the eye gouge thing. That was like right there at the end.
Yeah, I felt bad about that.
No, you could tell that like you were just reacting and weren't really paying attention where it was going. But total accident.
It was just one of those things where I'm sure his fingers went close to my eyes. My fingers went close to his eyes for 24 and a half minutes. But that last 30 seconds, I felt it too going in his eye. And I just go, fuck.
Yeah.
Because they're not gonna disqualify me because it was completely incidental.
No.
But the fact that I didn't want the fight to end like that. So he toughened it out, and he still had probably 3 minutes to take, like, to recover before,
Yeah.
So he was cool. He was a good dude. He really was.
No, he seemed like a good dude.
Yeah.
The crow-shaped boss, man. But no, like when I saw that happen, even when it happened, I was like, oh, he might like have a point deducted or something for like that. But like even if you did, you won every round, so it wouldn't have really mattered anyway.
I watched the first round. He was winning the first half, and then I took over.
Yeah,
there was I can't remember which round it was, but it was like that was pretty close, and I think I took him down at the very end, and ended with a couple good strikes. So, but I felt like I won every round.
No,
but for that guy being as tough as he was, man, it was surprising that I won every round. That was the hardest training camp I ever went through.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we knew he was going to be tough. We didn't think he was going to be that tough.
He was really tall. He was much taller than you.
Yeah. I'm 6'2".
He's got a hell of a reach.
Right.
His legs alone, you got to step like 4 feet back to stay away from them legs, or them feet.
And you can you can see it on film. You can prepare for it all you want, and then you get in there and you're like, it seems like you're trying to swing, and he's 10 feet away, and you're like, fuck me, man.
Like you're swinging at nothing.
Right.
You're shadow boxing. But damn. No, hell of a fight, dude.
Thank you.
Hell of a fight. I should have watched it again just so I remembered all the things I wanted to ask you about. I'm sure I'll remember a million things even as we're doing the podcast, but
that's fine.
It was so good.
And I meant to tell you before we got here, but so I have to fly now for fights, because they're not in Northeast Ohio. And I told you a couple times how much I hated flying, right?
Yeah.
And every time we start to hit turbulence, the only thing that goes through my head is the day me and you talked about it, you're like, oh, those planes want to be up in the air. And I'm like,
do.
We want to be up here right now.
You just kept hearing me say that.
I swear to God, I did.
That's awesome.
The way down, we stopped. First off, the flight to Detroit was 26 minutes. That was great. And then we went from Detroit to Minneapolis, which was I think less than an hour. So that was cool. On the way back, we flew all the way back. No stops. And we hit maybe a little bit of turbulence for a second. And I was just like, fuck it. We want to be up here.
I love it. I love it.
But, yeah, I mean, if my daughter was in the plane, I'd been, like, freaking out, like, grabbing a hold of her. I love you. But I'm getting better, man. It's funny, like, my girlfriend's family all were standing there because I was at the back of the plane, and they were up closer to the front, and they got off first. So they were, like, when I walked out, they were all, like, looking at me like, you all right? You doing all right? Because they knew how much I hate flying. And I was like, I'm getting good at this. I'm getting really good at this. But
after a while, it's just a bumpy bus ride. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, if you can even close the window and just like put on a movie or some headphones or something, you'll forget about it. Especially a 26-minute or even like a couple hours seems like nothing. But
that's what it was. I just cleaned out my pictures, played like 10 games of euchre on my phone. Next thing I know, they're like, "Okay, we'll be landing in 15 minutes." I was like,
yeah,
sweet.
Got to keep your mind busy, I guess.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, easier said than done sometimes.
Right.
But.
So I was gonna tell you that.
That's
I always
awesome.
hear your voice in my head when we start hitting turbines. I'm like,
awesome.
fuck it.
At least it's a positive thing, and it's not like don't shoot your eye out or some shit like that. But I remember last
That's not
time.
relevant, Mark.
No, but last time you were around, you had a crazy story about somebody dying in the ring. Like anything crazy happened?
Oh no, that's why everything looked so good because like there wasn't anybody that died in the ring.
There wasn't a huge delay.
Right, yeah. So that it worked out. It was so much smoother this time. So much more smooth. It was a good experience.
Nice,
very good experience.
Cool.
And yeah, I love fighting for LFA.
You really?
Yeah, I really do.
I mean, why wouldn't you? Like,
yeah, they take care of me.
Cool.
So.
You seemed way more comfortable. Like they were talking to you a lot more. You were more involved in the show, and I thought that was cool.
I swear to God, I think this show, us doing this, has a lot to do with it.
Good. We need to do it more of that.
Yeah.
Like, before you know it, you will be fucking Razor Ramon out there, like cutting promos and shit. You're gonna change the game.
Razor edging people.
Like all these UFC fighters going to WWE, man. Before you know it, you're gonna be a WWE guy in UFC or some shit.
Like the Conor. Well, nobody beats Conor. That dude's hilarious. But
yeah, he's a likable asshole.
Yeah, very likable asshole. But
no,
where did you watch it here? You watched it by here?
Yeah. That's why I just went ahead. I was gonna go to Josh's house, but then my sister said she was gonna get it, so I figured I'd go over there with her. And then we went out to eat, and I started feeling a little shitty after I ate for some reason. And then so I just said, "Fuck it, how can I watch it here?" And then I saw the free trial thing.
Right.
So
which is awesome.
Yeah. I wonder how many more services out there I can take advantage of free trials of.